Hey everyone, today I wanted to go through some of my favourite Florida travel essentials with you. So these aren't things necessarily to just go in your park bag, these are just things I take with me to Florida and find really useful, and some of them might be things that you may not necessarily think of. First up is this, and this will only be relevant if you are travelling from the UK. So this is a 4-way plug socket and it has a US plug on the end, and this way you can charge lots of different things at once. If several of you have phones or you've got chargers for camera batteries or whatever else it might be, laptops, iPads, then you've got plenty of space to charge. And a lot of the hotels now have started to put USB sockets in the rooms next to the bed, so that's fine, you can plug your phone into there, but sometimes you do have stuff that you need to have an adapter for, so this is perfect. And there is actually an updated one of these on Amazon, that's where I bought this one, but it has 2 USB plugs at the end as well as the 4 sockets, so I will link this below. The next thing is something for the flight, and it's an eye mask. Again, especially if you are traveling long haul, this will be really useful. A lot of airlines used to provide them on overnight flights on the way home, but most of them now don't. If you are in economy, sometimes if you're in premium and upper they do, but for economy often they don't, so I would definitely take one with you. I find it so much easier to sleep, or even if you're just kind of resting, if there's a lot of stuff going on around you, it can be really distracting, and although they do dim the lights, other people around you may have the reading light on or be watching TV, and then you can still kind of see the lights even with your eyes closed. So definitely take one with you, they're really inexpensive. I love this one. This is from Primark. I think it was either £1 or £2, maybe £1.50, something like that. It was super cheap anyway. And also ones that you buy yourself tend to be a lot thicker. This one is really nice. It's got a super soft fabric on the other side. The ones the airlines do give you, if they provide them, are really thin, and they are not actually that great in the first place, so it might be worth getting one anyway, even if you are traveling in premium or upper. Next up is something that I've recently discovered, and I can't believe I didn't get one of these sooner. This is also from Amazon, and I already have a couple of items from this brand, Easy-Yak, and it is this fan. So it folds up and you can fold the handle down, and it's just a handheld fan. It's really not that big, and it has 3 different settings. When I first switched it on, I thought, oh, you know, yeah, this is quite good, but I didn't realise it has a 2nd and a 3rd setting, and I swear this thing is like a desk fan. And I know when I go to Florida in May, it's going to be warmer, and if you're ever going in the summer when it's super hot, this will be an absolute lifesaver. I've always carried one of these paper fans in the past, and they are still really good, but they do tend to break quite easily. I go through quite a few of these, so I just figured I would upgrade to something else, and this is just amazing. And you can charge it via USB. It comes with the little cable, so again, if you have your socket that has the one with the USBs on the end, then you can just plug this in and charge it. And always have some lovely cool air, because it gets hot in Florida, and when it is really hot it can be a bit miserable, you can get a bit frustrated and you just can't cool down, so this thing will be perfect. And you can also fold it like this, so it's almost like a little desk fan, so if you're sitting, I don't know, eating lunch or something, you can kind of have it switched on sitting on the table facing you. So it's just amazing. I absolutely love this. And I think it was only around £15. It wasn't very expensive, especially as it's rechargeable. I just thought that was really good, so yeah, I will link that below. This next item I've mentioned in videos before, and I've got a couple of new ones, and it is these fold-up water bottles. So they're completely flat, and you can either roll them up or fold them in your bag. They basically take up no room, but when you're going around the parks, you can ask for free iced water and fill up this, or you can fill it up from the water fountains that are everywhere. And you do need to make sure that you are drinking water when you're in Florida. It's easy to just drink coffee and soda and juice and stuff like that, but you do need to rehydrate, especially in the very hot weather. These are really good because they have a little clip as well, so you can easily attach this to your bag, so you're not having to physically carry it around. And bigger water bottles, they're awkward because they're big, so yeah, these are just absolutely perfect. And I actually got these from Poundland, and they were a pack of 2 for £1. So I got flamingos and pineapples. So I couldn't believe how cheap that was. Obviously they don't last forever, but I've had them before and they've lasted for like several trips before anything happens to them. And I think there is a way of rolling them up and then kind of using this to secure it. I'm not sure, but anyway, even if you don't roll it up, they're really flat and don't take up hardly any room. The next thing is this little phone stand. This might seem like a slightly random thing to take to Florida. Normally this lives on my desk. It folds completely flat like this, and then you can pull it out to different, obviously, degrees depending how far back you want the phone to lean. And then your phone just sits in the stand. And the way that I use this when I'm in Florida, normally when you're at home in the evenings, a lot of people are watching TV, watching Netflix, YouTube, stuff like that. And when you are in your hotel room, normally you're too tired and too busy to be watching TV. But often when I go to bed, I do like to watch a vlog or something on YouTube or Netflix before I go to sleep. And if I have this, you can put this on the nightstand next to the bed and put your phone on it, and it's an easy way to watch YouTube and Netflix when you are in Florida, because otherwise you're trying to hold the phone and sometimes it like makes your arm ache, or God forbid you fall asleep and drop the phone on your face. Comment below if you've done that, because I've done that a million times and it hurts. So this is just perfect. It wasn't very expensive, and again, it's really small to take with you, so I'll link that below as well. And I have a couple more things that I picked up in Poundland. So one of them is a new luggage scale. Always make sure, if you are planning on doing shopping, that you have a way of weighing your luggage before you return home. Kate and I had one of these and we broke it, probably because our luggage was too heavy, and then we didn't know before we got to the airport what it was going to be, and we were kind of stressing out a little bit. So you can just pick these up. You can get digital ones as well, but I find these just as good, and these cost £1, like I was saying, in Poundland. So even if you did leave them behind, or see if you can give it to someone or whatever. Oh, it does say on the back here, caution, overloading the scale may cause damage. We learned that the hard way. But yeah, this is super useful and something I'd recommend making sure you have. And I also picked this up in Poundland. I do have another one that I use that is very reliable. I really just wanted to try this. But the point is, something I would recommend you have with you is a mobile charger. These days, when people are going around the parks, you are using the My Disney Experience app to look at wait times or make fast passes or change fast passes and reservations. Also, you're wanting to take pictures, put them on Instagram. Basically, people use their phones a lot in the parks now, and your phone may run out of battery. So you want to have something where you can charge it on the go. And the fuel rod system that Disney has in place, where you can pay for a fuel rod, which I think is around $30, but then you can switch it in and out for free. I have heard some rumors recently that they are going to start charging for each time that you change it over, and they don't last very long each time. So I do have one. I've used it for several years now, but I must admit, if they start charging for switching them over, I probably won't use it anymore, because that will get expensive. So I bought this one, like I said, it was only £1 just to try it out. It's just like a slimline pink coloured one. But also I do have an EasyAC one, which is the same brand as the fan I just showed you. That one has got more than one USB port on it, so you can use it with multiple people can charge their phone at the same time. But it lasts a long time, it recharges really well. I've had it for years. It's not kind of doing that thing where it's gradually, you know, getting less and less functional. It's still working really well, and I want to say it was around £20, and I've had it for years, so that's actually really good value. And it's not too big, it's bigger than this. It's probably more like the size of this box, but it's a bit thinner, so not huge, and it doesn't weigh loads. So I will link that one below as well, but definitely make sure you've got something, because it's really annoying if you have to try and find a plug in like a quick service or somewhere like that, and then you're stuck to the wall with your cable plugged in. So you want something that you can really just plug it in and keep it in your bag or whatever. One of the questions I get asked most often is, what are the most comfortable shoes to wear around Disney World? Because one of the key things for you to enjoy yourself while you're there is being able to walk a long way. There's a lot of walking involved at Disney. I do have problems with mobility and stuff as well, so for me it can be even worse, and you do need to make sure that you have comfortable footwear. If you don't, it can really spoil the beginning of your trip, and then several days afterwards if your feet are really hurting. It can be really difficult for your feet to recover if you hurt them at the beginning of the trip, because then they kind of never get a chance to recover before you're off walking around the parks again. So the shoes that I tend to wear are either Converse, and I wear the high top, tops, but I also do have some regular ones, and those I find very comfortable. However, I've got friends who don't find them as comfortable. So if you want to wear Converse or trainers or running shoes, any kind of sneakers and things like that, it's a case of trying them out before you go and making sure you can walk in them. Try walking some longer distances, wear them around the house to break them in, because those kinds of shoes are the ones where there is potential for pinching in different areas of your foot because they're closed in. So you just need to make sure they are comfortable enough. But the other shoes that I wear that are so comfortable are the Havaianas Lunar sandals, and I also have these in black. I was first introduced to these by Brogan Tate. She mentioned them in her video, and I always really struggle with little sandals because I don't want ones that look ugly. I'm just gonna put it out there, I really don't. A lot of sandals really are not attractive, and when I'm taking photos I want to wear nice footwear. But the downside of nice footwear and nice pretty sandals is that they really hurt your feet. So this is kind of a good compromise because they do look really nice on your foot, but they are super comfortable. The bottom is, you know, Havaianas are all the same. They are like flip-flop kind of material, but the top is comfortable as well. And I walked miles and miles and miles and miles around Disney, around South Korea and Tokyo in my black ones, and they are just so comfortable. The only thing I will say, and this is why you need to break them in, this little bit right at the front here, the first time I wore them, it did cut into my foot, and I thought, oh my gosh, these are no good. But once I'd worn them a few times, it didn't do it anymore, and they've been fine ever since. So whatever shoes you are buying, wear them in. If you get these, wear those in as well. I think they're around £22 on the Havaianas website. I always buy them from Amazon and they are 20. I've just bought this bronzy coloured pair to go with my black pair because some things don't go with black shoes. So I will link them below, but I can highly recommend these. And they go up to a size, this is a UK 8, because I'm like a 7 or an 8. I think Kate normally wears a 9, and she also has these in the 8, the biggest size, and she actually finds them okay. So yeah, can highly recommend these. And like I say, the other thing I wear are Converse, and they are super comfortable for me as well. And the last thing I have may not be relevant to everybody, but if you are planning on vlogging, I get tons of questions about vlogging, what camera people should use, all of that kind of equipment, all that sort of thing. I do have a video about vlogging, which I will try and link below. It was quite an old one, but I'll try and find it. But the tripod I do use is the Manfrotto Pixie tripod. I've used a lot of different ones over the years, and this is by far the best in terms of it being sturdy. I find it very easy to hold on to. So if I'm on rides, if I'm not using it, you know, in a particular moment and I'm just carrying it, it doesn't feel annoying to carry. It doesn't feel like I'm going to drop it or it's going to slide out of my hand. It's just a really, really good tripod. This one has been absolutely worn to death, and I think one of the legs is a little bit loose at this point, but I've used it so much it's no surprise, and it's not broken. I can still use it, I can still stand it as a tripod. It's just perfect. And then it has the button here so that you can move the head of the tripod around to get a different angle. But it's really sturdy, so it's never gonna accidentally fall off or anything like that. So this is just perfect, and this is what I always use. I believe you can get attachments for this tripod, or you can get a similar one if you are vlogging on a phone, because I know a lot of people vlog on their phones these days. So just if you search for Manfrotto tripods or phone tripods, there might be something, but I will link this one below. And the final thing I have, this is from Tiger, but you can pick up similar things. The main point I wanted to kind of get across is that I always take some little kind of Ziploc or pouch things with these kind of, what do you call these? Like a zip, I guess it is like a zip top, you know what I mean? So this was, I think, £1 or £2 for this entire pack of these from Tiger. And you can use them, it's just got examples of like toothpaste in there, but you can use them for toiletries. These little tiny ones I use to put hair grips and hair ties in, and it comes as a pack of 2, so quite often I will put jewelry like earrings and things in the other one. And then this bigger one I do tend to use for makeup brushes, but it just means that you don't have little things all over the place when you have kind of spread all your stuff out in a hotel room and there's all these like little tiny things that you don't really know what to do with. These are perfect because you can kind of gather up all that stuff and have it neatly. You're not going to lose it and stuff like that. So yeah, have some kind of little things like this so that you can keep all of your stuff organized and neat, and you're not losing all those kind of little things that tend to get away from you, and then you never know where they went. So those are my current favourite travel essentials. I hope you found this video useful and got some ideas for things that you might need when you go on your Disney trip. Let me know in the comments if you have ideas for things that you really like to use. It always helps other people because they can read the comments and they may think of something that they had forgotten or didn't even know that they needed. But with Disney trips, there are certain things that just make things a lot easier, so definitely put those below. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has joined us over on Patreon. It's really great. We did our first live stream the other day and chatted for well over an hour. It was really nice, and we just talked Disney, answered questions and stuff like that. And there are lots of other rewards over on Patreon for the different tiers, and we have something very exciting coming up really soon which will be available across all of the tiers, so I can't wait to share that with you. If you'd like more information about Patreon and to find out what it's all about, I will link it below so you can head over and consider supporting us on there. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, liking, subscribing. You are all amazing. We have grown so much on this channel recently. We're now nearly at 20,000 subscribers, which is so crazy. I can't even believe it. And I just want to say welcome to everyone who is new here. I know a lot of you have come along and subscribed after watching the Disneyland Paris vlogs, and there will be more vlogs coming up really soon because I'm heading back to Disney World in about 30 days time, so I am super excited. In fact, I think I might be flying 4 weeks today, maybe. Yes, probably, or 4 weeks tomorrow. I don't know, really soon anyway. I'll put all my links below for my Facebook page, Instagram and everything else. I do have a Twitter account. I'm useless over there. I apologise. It's much easier to catch me on Instagram or Facebook. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.